So there's this AI website where you can post a picture of yourself and it'll scour the internet for every picture or content that you've been in. So I put myself in there, and it's the first one. It finds my Twitter, right?
Okay,
so that's me.
That's you.
Next one, we got this guy.
That's not you,
but it could be.
Will be.
This guy kind of looks like me.
That guy looks exactly like you. Ooh,
maybe if I was like 45,
dude.
Warning. You're about to embark on an adventure of epic proportions. Buckle up, bucko. You're now tuned in to the Epic Show. With your hosts, Gabe and Dave. Coming to you live from the Epic Center.
Wow. Episode 60, guys. Give it up for 60.
Give it up for the number 60.
Give it up for 60. And we actually got a new sign for you guys.
Everybody gander.
Just take a quick, stop what you're doing and take a quick moment of silence for the new Epic Share sign.
Moment of silence,
Hold
please.
that. 3, 2, 1. There we go. So now that you've marveled about that.
Thank you to the lovely mademoiselles.
Mademoiselles.
Who crafted this.
It's beautifully crafted, and it's very true to the original art.
It's extremely
true to the original artiste.
It's so nice that every single letter on here, I went home after they gave it to me, and I studied this for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And every single letter is to the T the exact same.
It's the same shape and like height as everything else.
Whenever I made the first board, the first sign, I just scribbled it in like 10 seconds and it stuck for like over a year. But this is much better.
Yeah, I like this.
This is more fitting.
It looks, yeah.
It's got the movie stuff.
Yeah, it's like a, you know.
Yeah, it's like a.
It's like a.
I don't think those things have names.
It's a slate or something. I don't know. I've used one. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Back in
film
school. So.
But thank you to the mademoiselles.
Yeah, that's great. We needed that.
Feels so good to be official now.
Yeah.
This is episode 1.
This is actually the new season. This is actually season 2, episode 1, part 1
of the Repugnant Show.
The Repugnant. So, a lot of things.
The Afflicted Show.
A lot of things have happened. I feel like it's been a couple weeks. I think a week and a half. But yeah, so
it's been rough.
Something recently is Gabe actually has gotten. So Gabe actually dragged me back into Fortnite and left me there. So it's something
stranded.
It's probably
stranded again.
It's probably the third or fourth game I've been stranded in.
Starting these games and like really getting into them and just telling David, dude, come on, man. You gotta play. You gotta carry me. You gotta carry me. And then whenever he gets so good, whenever it gets to the point where all the rust is knocked off and he's so good, I'm like, I don't like that game anymore.
I'm actually not even touching that.
Gonna replay Elden Ring, actually.
But I've been deep, and this has left me to
his own devices.
I've actually had to make new friends because, I don't have any.
What type of new friends?
Well, I've actually been spending a lot of time with 9-year-olds recently. So I've been actually going on a crusade. I've actually befriended. Call this
a crusade.
I think I've befriended about 7 or 8 prepubescent
and they're just
children.
Fine with being friends with a 24-year-old balding man.
Well, they actually don't know about either of those things because I go in there and I use this exact. It sounds so fake.
I need to hear it.
But they're all like. So I just go in there and
I'm like, "What's up, guys?
You sound like this?
What's up, guys? You guys wanna? We can go play Battle Royale together if you guys want to play."
It sounds so fake, but
how does this even fool 9-year-olds?
I don't know, but I've drilled into people, like even older kids that are like in high school or whatever. I've done this to hundreds of kids.
Okay.
Because I go into this arena mode in Fortnite, and it's just like it's basically free for all. You just respawn over and over. Like I'll just keep doing this voice, and I made up a whole backstory. Like,
oh, you have a persona.
Yeah, so it's a whole thing.
Where do you go to school?
When people ask about my school, I'm like, I'm not telling you where I live.
Oh, okay.
Like, you're just a creepy old guy trying to find out where I live. So I'm not.
I imagine you saying all of this, like, for some reason with like your butt cheeks clenched.
Oh yeah, I'm sitting like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
I'm not telling you nothing.
I'm 10 years old as well. But they start questioning me and they're like, how are you this good? Like, and I'm like, oh, my brother, he's 18 and he's plays professional esports.
Genetics.
So like, I'm just
Yeah,
like the prodigy gifted child of,
of the already esported
Yeah.
family.
And this one guy who just did not believe me, but I kept doing it. And he's like, dude, you might have something. You might have got something here. Like, just keep playing. And
You might
like,
have
oh,
something here.
thanks, man.
And then your voice changer switches.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
That happened one time
Oh no, it did. It
with a
slipped.
different guy. And I was like, I had to leave. I'm like, I got to get out of
You
here.
left?
Yeah.
Did he question why the voice changed?
I just left as soon as it happened. It's embarrassing.
Him like
It's like if you're wearing like a fake AI face and it comes off for a second, you're like, oh. But the first friend group that infiltrated was this kid named Ben, and I've befriended him. They all think I'm 9, and then another friend group I found when he went away. So I was playing with them, and then Ben came in. And he's like, "Oh, dude, we're gonna play duos. Why you leave them? Leave them. What are you doing?"
oh.
And I'm like, "Okay, yeah." And they're like, "Hey, if you don't invite it," the other group's like, "If you don't invite us back, we're not gonna be a friend anymore."
So what was more valuable, Ben or this other horde of 9-year-olds?
I eventually got them to
Oh,
get together.
You unified them.
But by the end of
Just a 24-year-old man unifying 9-year-olds
this,
in the least creepy way possible.
in the most non-sexual manner. Let's make that clear. And I was not aroused, but I was enjoying my time, but I was not aroused.
Okay, wow. And how
wanna make
often
that
do you
clear.
play with these 9-year-olds?
Well, I actually ghosted that original group.
You ghosted them.
Yeah. But
Did they invite you still?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had to
carry
remove-
them to wins?
We got a few wins, yeah. But the original Ben kid, but by the end of that first night, it was the Ben kid and one other guy, and the Ben guy was just telling about how he was getting bullied at school, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, these kids call me poopy head at school," and I just like, I don't know if I should tell the principal.
No. Don't tell the
Yeah, I was
principal.
telling him like, well, maybe just don't let it get to you.
Yeah.
But he
Embrace it. Start
Yeah.
putting poop on your head
throw poop at them and then embrace
and then headbutt them.
with poop.
Who's the poopy head now?
You're the poopy head and my poopy.
in my sweet fecal.
But so it was those two guys, and the other guy who was not Ben like joined my party like the day after. He's like, "Hey, stop it, David. Do you want to play?" And I was like, "Oh, can't play right now." And then because I was infiltrating another group, it's a whole
Right,
thing,
right.
You know, because they're past victims.
you
It's
do.
used goods, so it's already just.
Do not call
Sorry,
9-year-olds
that's bad.
victims or used goods, bro. Jesus Christ.
Anyway, no, so he joined the party and he's like, "Hey, Ben said he had another bad day at school," and he's like, "They called him poopy head again." I was like, "Oh man, tell him not to let it get to him or whatever."
I feel like these are other 24-year-olds with better voice changers trolling
That would be
you.
insane.
Trolling you. I feel like there's not as many 9-year-olds on Fortnite as we would think. It's
No, there's
mostly
a
just
lot.
predators
Whoa,
or people who partake in predatory behavior, but
people
have,
who aren't predators that do predatory things. Is that what you're saying?
have good intentions, maybe.
Yeah, but the reason I ghosted those people is because what I was saying to you. Because at this point, this kid thinks he's calling me his best friend. He's like, "David, are you my new best friend?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I was saying, is it worse to think that you made a new best friend and they turn out to be a 24-year-old man, or to think you made a new best friend and they ghost you off the planet.
And they were 9, but they ghosted you.
So I chose the ghost method.
It's better for him to think that you're 9 because
I'm not gonna continue being friends.
It could be some implications.
I'm not gonna hop on every day after school after theirs and then play with them.
If he found out that you were 24, he'd be like, "Oh, maybe that's the problem. I'm too mature for my friend group."
Maybe I should start being friends with this other
24-year-old men.
Maybe that's just
That's my niche.
who I relate to because they don't call me poopy head. So.
Nope. Yeah, you could do some damage to that kid. So
let's
just leave it there.
Yeah. So now I got a new one. It's actually a 12-year-old lesbian woman who I don't know the age of, and a 30-plus-year-old black man. So I was playing with them the other day, and we were actually getting some dubs. So
you're lying.
I'm serious.
You're playing with a 12-year-old lesbian girl.
No. It's a 12-year-old kid, boy, a lesbian girl.
Oh, a lesbian girl who's not 12.
They're separate.
Okay.
And then a 30-plus-year-old.
And a 30-plus-year-old
black man. Yeah.
and this is just the squad that you don't want to run
This is the squad. This is the squad.
Squad goals.
And I'm still 10 in this.
Oh,
too,
okay. So you even it out.
But they clearly, I've done it. I played 2 hours with them.
They probably think you're fucking weird.
Well, I commit to the character.
I would never buy that.
Very hard.
I would never buy that.
I have a whole backstory. So.
I don't care about your backstory. I would see through it.
The 30-year-old black man at one point questioned me because he referenced Pirates of the Caribbean, and the 12-year-old kid didn't know what it was because he's 12.
Yeah.
And I knew what it was, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I know." And then he's like, "How do you know that?" I was like, "Oh, I have an Autoboto, so." He's like, "If you didn't say that, I would have been on to you."
Whoa!
Because they were trying to catch me.
Bro, it's
a lot of lore.
You're gonna end up in a lobby with Chris Hansen.
What if Chris Hansen
if
did
he brings the chat
a
logs?
Fortnite version of his show?
Fortnite version of Catch the Predator?
Yeah.
Whoa!
And he's like, he's wearing a Mr. Beast skin. He's like, "You have to
sit down."
With
He's
the
in a
builds.
private lobby, yeah, and he builds you into a room.
Yeah, he traps you and it cones you in it. So yeah, that's been my week recently. So
fuck.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I had something as eventful as that to happen to me, or creative.
Yeah.
I've been thinking more about art because my grandpa came into town and we watched the movie Haunting in Venice, which is an Agatha Christie novel. And now I drive around with an Agatha Christie novel in my car
As a tool
for no reason.
it's just there, and then they're like, "Oh, sorry, my art novel is in the way."
In case I'm in traffic,
You can just put it next to the feminine poetry if you
will. But yeah, no, I was thinking more about elaborating on that one piece of art that I pitched to you a long time ago, which was the bite out of the soda
Coke
can,
Yeah.
and then the straw and the fruit.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do something like I wanted to get an old Macintosh computer, right? And
Bite out of
drill little slits for USBs all over it.
It's riddled
where
in
it looks
USBs.
infected almost with USBs.
Mm-hmm.
And all over it, in the keyboard, I'll smash the screen out, on the mouse and everything. And then have it sitting in a pile of
rotten fruit,
no.
rotten apples.
Well, maybe because I want it to be a statement on how parasitic things are in life. Each one of the USB, it could be
Too many ports.
There's just so many it's as a human, you have so many USBs constantly in
You really
the
only
art
need
sense.
the two.
When you really only need the two.
Yeah, too many options.
Yeah.
It's really It's actually a metaphor for dating.
Well, yeah, it's just an ad for Bumble. But
I was going to pitch it to them.
I was going to pitch it to them. So yeah, they thought about it.
They said that they give me unlimited swipes if I could, if they could use my ad. So, but it's kind of
shut up, Bumble.
That's like the phenomenon with dating though is everyone thinks with social media, they think they have all these options. When before it's just, oh, you just found somebody and then you picked them and then you stopped there. But now it's like, oh, I could get anybody.
Now I can stay in a relationship and then also see my options digitally.
Yeah, but like even then you won't even get in a relationship because like, oh, like what if this person's nice, but like what if there's all these other people? What if I do this?
And I'm paying $20 a month for these swipes.
Hence the USBs.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like which port do I plug into?
But no, basically like the whole art piece would be like just talking about how parasitic things are, like a family, that's a USB, like all these different responsibilities just being forced into you in places that don't fit, you know?
Yeah.
Like where a USB shouldn't be.
Right.
You know? That's how I was like, oh, maybe I'd like to look at that.
I would look at that.
Yeah, right.
There should be a whole museum with that like section of stuff
with that type of
like futuristic.
It's like a futuristic type of art, and like it also makes you think about your life. You know, like it shows like how
Black Mirror
silly
like
it's.
art.
Yeah, right. It shows like how silly human problems would be if you just put them into like the electronic world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If you made it an analogy with the technology.
Yeah, it would just be the analogy show.
Yeah.
That's what it would be.
Yeah.
I also have another idea about how I want to make a car or it looks like a human, but it's made out of car pieces. And then you know how whenever you put your car on a lift,
yeah,
I would have a real human laying on the car lift, and then the human that's made out of car pieces would be operating on the human.
So it's like cars working on
humans as opposed to people working on cars.
That's deep.
It really means nothing.
What's the message?
Oh no, I just thought it'd be cool.
That would be cool.
There's no message behind it.
Yeah. But it's like a human made out of like what, like?
Okay, so the legs would be two tires stacked on top of each other, and then the torso would be a chair, a car seat, but cut in half. So it's just the top part, and then the head would be out plastered like a big ass like Chevy logo like on top of it, and it would be like the head, and then the arms would be made out of
like
right, and then the arms would be made out of like door handles, you know, and then it would be holding like I don't know, something revolutionary like a spatula.
And then the cars would be like gross, fleshy, like cars with human skin.
Oh, that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Oh,
It'd be like cars with like
gross.
flesh.
Dude, wait.
Working on.
Do you have your computer? Can we like AI generate a?
Oh, I don't have an AI app.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, like
I know a guy
looking
who
up.
does.
Yeah, looking up in one of those AI apps, like car made out of human flesh.
That's so weird. I want someone to do that.
It would be. Yeah, if you guys are in the Discord, make sure you post a picture of.
Can you guys send that, please? Because I want to see
pictures of
and
cars.
do it in the most grotesque way possible.
Yeah, like very visceral flesh and like eczema and stuff.
And put lice on it.
Yeah, lice. Speaking of AI, though,
okay,
I recently learned a website. So there's an AI website where you can post a picture of yourself, and it'll scour the internet for every picture or content that you've been in. So,
and the crazy thing is so many people have had this idea, like growing up, like,
but it's never been this easy.
I wished I could, like, whenever I was a kid, I was like, oh, I wish I could just look up.
Yeah, like who is this person? You know?
Somewhere where I could just see everything I possibly would have been in, and I wouldn't even know. You know, like a TV
things,
show or something.
Right. But people are saying the reason I found this is because there was kind of a discussion with. Have you seen that video with? It's like a cringe video of this girl at IHOP And she's doing, it's like the I'm feeling lonely song. And she's like doing this cringe dance about to eat like waffles. Oh. And then somebody in the background made like a cringe face.
Yeah.
And she went viral for that.
Okay.
So it was like she didn't consent to be in that video. Like she's just reacting to cringe.
Yeah,
like,
IRL.
Yeah, like appropriate reaction to what the person was doing. But now she's a meme. So then it's like you can use this website to find out who these people are that get viral in videos that,
Perfect.
That's bad though.
Well,
I mean, that's not.
I mean,
not that
it's
the
like
end of the
whatever.
world, but yeah, it's just like that's just
I feel
like
like it's just
what we live
creeper.
in.
It's just like a creeper kind of thing. But
in terms of like
a guy like me
somebody,
would only just look up my face, and I don't care about what anyone else is.
But it's a dangerous tool to be able to look up anyone who's just
all my future crushes better be careful.
Yeah, it could be the stalkers.
Yeah, it's the stalker's delight. Dude.
Yeah. So I went ahead and there's one website called PimEyes, but this one, Face Check ID, it's a bit of more of a grotesque one.
Okay, let's see.
But it's not as, the other one kind of is more accurate, I guess, that only finds that's you. Oh. This one kind of will lump in people
shows doppelgangers.
Yeah, people that look like you and you. So I put myself in there and let me screen record.
Oh, man.
And so the first one is good.
Don't get an inflated ego, man.
So first one, it finds my Twitter, right?
Okay.
So that's me.
That's you.
Next one, we got this guy.
That's not you.
But it could be.
Will be. That will be.
And then we got me on like a YouTube video I made.
You beatboxing.
Thumbnail. This guy, it's maybe a little bit.
A mugshot.
Yeah, that's a mugshot. This guy kind of looks like me.
That guy looks exactly like you.
Wait,
ooh,
Arabian. Where'd it go? Oh, I clicked on this guy on accident.
Arabian Prince.
Yeah, look at this guy.
Fuck.
It looks like me if I was.
It looks like you if you were Muslim.
Major. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dang, that's kind of creepy. This guy is, I don't know. Maybe if I was a little bit
more
Florida.
And more Florida. And more Florida for sure.
I don't know about this.
No.
Oh. This guy, I don't know if that's a little.
Not you. It looks like my old tutor. H3?
Ethan Klein?
No, you don't look like Ethan Klein.
I saw another one that when I first put this in that looked insultingly like me. It was like, this guy, I don't know, maybe a little bit.
A little.
If I had a hairpiece.
A little, yeah.
This, okay.
Ooh.
Maybe if I was like 45.
Dude.
There should be one in here that's like.
Ooh. Bro. That's
crazy.
Bad, actually.
I actually want to fight whoever made this app, honestly.
Bro,
some of these are like.
These? Well, yeah.
If I was in a gay porn.
Andrew Tate, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, like that one looks exactly. Oh.
There was one of this like Italian guy who makes educational content.
And he looks
and it's actually my dad. So.
Okay.
I can't find his though. But all these are kind of like.
Just hints of you.
Yeah, just a little bit.
What's this website called?
Face Check ID. So it takes a while to like render. So I can take a picture of you and do it on
just
my
do it to
phone,
me? Okay, yeah.
So this loads.
Did it load?
Burn Q. So, but I went to the comedy show, actually where you did. It's the Laughing Skull.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's actually where it had your picture up and it's like home of the Gabe Hilliers. Yeah. But
I'm sure it did.
A lot of them were really bad.
Some of them are, dude.
It's brutal. But
it's unbearable to watch.
This one girl who wasn't terrible, she said something about, she started her act and she's like, give it up for, she mentioned the mole people. And I was like.
What do you mean the mole people?
She's like, give it up for the mole people. Like she said, like, give it up for something. And then she said that as like a segue into what she wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
And I immediately was like, oh, fuck. And she started talking about like, it's crazy how like, she's talking about like making fun of people like us. So I was like,
oh no.
She said something that was like, I know she saw the video after she said that. She's like, two guys were just like conspiracy theories are just like two guys talking about, just two guys talking or something like that.
No.
And I was like, no, she saw the video.
Oh.
I wanted to go up to her.
And be like, hey.
But she ran, she got away.
Yeah.
She ran.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be like, you mentioned the mole people.
Yeah. Like,
do I look familiar to you? Because it has 18, 20 million views.
Yeah.
So there's no way she didn't see that. And I was
No.
like, this is such...
And then she's like, oh, this is such bullshit.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm going to make a shitty stand-up joke about this while I work at my 9 to 5.
While I work at my 9 to 5. Have fun in your cringe 9 to 5. I'll be talking about mole.
I want to see her. Was she like a regular or no?
I've never seen her before.
Okay.
If I see her again, I'll definitely
Yeah, we should be like, what's up with this mole people bit?
wait for her outside the bathroom.
Hey.
Remember us? Funny joke you had.
Remember us, possibly?
Maybe. Because what other video would she have seen recently to make that joke?
None.
But there was another.
That's funny. I bet you felt attacked.
Yeah.
Was Caroline with you?
Yeah, she looked at me and she's
No.
And I was like, it's bad.
Oh, fuck.
Getting made fun of in just a random
At a
Tuesday night
random-
stand-up, like open mic.
And you're like, what if she was like, that guy's actually in the room?
He's actually right here. Spotlight on him, please. Hey, guys.
Oh, God.
But there was this one joke, and he was trying to be. This is a separate guy, and he was talking about 9/11, and he was like, he was talking about how the Titanic, and talking about how it probably wouldn't make a good movie if they just talked about a really sad story for an hour and a half. So like they had to add a love interest into it.
Oh, okay.
So then he's like, I think they're gonna do that with 9/11.
Oh, fuck.
And then he was like making
like
it as
20
if
years.
Jack was like, he was like, yes, they'll be like up in the towers, and they'll be like, Jack, don't let go. And then he's like, you, like as if instead of the iceberg, it's like them falling off the towers.
Oh.
It was so bad. I literally went like,
Did it get laughs?
no.
Oh,
Everyone was like, oh.
God.
And I was just looking there. Like,
Ugh. Imagine that.
it was so visceral, like feeling.
It's a joke. Bro, if you're going to joke about a tragedy, it has
9/11
to
just
be,
happened too.
it has to be hilarious.
Like
It has to be hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, or else there's no way. Or else
Yeah.
it's just such an unbearable watch.
it's not clever. It's just like, oh, what if I
Dude,
made
those
this
5
edgy?
minutes that they give people. Those
go
5 minutes
crazy
that
with the
they
5
give
minutes.
people, it gets their head, I guess.
This one guy just said, he was as like a transition in between jokes. He's like, like he just said the R word. He just said the R word. Like, that's whatever. I don't want to say it, but
well, yeah, no, but
it's not
that's
that
a
bad,
Nick
but, like-
Swardson bit.
what?
That's what Nick Swardson used to do in like
Really?
in 2006 on his party CD. Yeah,
Oh.
it was a
But it's not 2006.
no, it's not 2006, and he shouldn't be ripping Nick Swardson.
Yeah.
if anyone,
I guess I wouldn't know.
you need
if
to
he's-
rip someone way smaller.
Yeah. But then he, like the next joke he had, he was just saying edgy shit. Of
course.
This is a different guy, by the way.
Yeah,
He said, he's like, yeah, I'm working on this new dating app or something. What was it? Or it's like Soulmates. He's like, yeah, it's like, it's called Soulmates and it's for white douchebags like me to find hot Korean women.
oh, that's pretty good.
Soulmates.
That's pretty good. I had a
Did you have a
whenever-
joke like that?
I had Coke Mates, and it was
Coke Mates.
like, yeah, it was. I don't remember how the joke went, but it was Coke. It was Postmates, but for blow,
Oh,
and just that they would just deliver to bathrooms in
yeah.
Atlanta or something.
Only
like that.
bathrooms.
Yeah, but I think that's pretty good. I mean, it's not like a ball buster or anything, but it's like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's clever. But
I
it's
think-
not something that you're gonna
Yeah,
get up
it's
there
not
and
like why would
say.
you? I don't know. But I think it'd actually be really funny if we both if we did I think it's be a YouTube video where it's like we both do open mic on the same
same
night.
night?
Whoever gets more
Whoever gets more laughs.
or whoever gets more. No, that's not, because then it's just like quantity. But something along those lines. That would be funny.
Who gets the biggest laugh?
Or I think it'd be more funny if
We could have like a laugh
whoever
meter.
gets kicked off first, and we purposely try to.
Oh, we purposely try to
purposely
bomb.
try to bomb without saying, but we can't say like
Nothing
slurs.
Yeah,
we can't say like
no anything like racist or anything.
yeah, nothing
like
like
that.
it
just
just bad jokes.
Yeah, get the first person to get booed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 5 minutes.
I want to do it. I want to do it.
But I go there sometimes, so I have to.
Well, no, we should just go somewhere like there's other places.
There's
in
other
Atlanta.
places?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That you could just show up for.
Okay. And
You
just
don't have to
what,
like
just go up
sign
on
up for anything.
stage. Okay.
At the live in school, you have to sign up.
Yeah.
And like
They view like look you up or something.
I guess I don't know, but yeah,
So
I'm down.
guys, I don't even know what it'd be. That would actually be a
would
challenge to like say things that
s-
aren't just absolutely offensive, but
Yeah,
still
no.
like not funny to get booed.
I would say something like I don't know, maybe just start saying Bible verses
Just not even.
or preach. Maybe.
Yeah, I actually wanted to take this time to open up into the book of Matthew for a second.
Oh wait, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna hold a 5-minute prayer.
I like to pray before my bits. So before we get into this bit, because we could all gather and hold hands.
Everyone bow their heads.
Lord, I like to pray for everybody in this comedy club tonight.
It's 5 minutes of painstaking prayer.
Half the people are just sitting there. They're just not even like, I'm not religious. Like, what?
I'm not praying.
I feel like that would get laughs though. Like,
I feel like it would too because it would be so awkward.
people would think that you're like doing a.
People would think
thing.
it's a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would laugh eventually. Like a minute in.
How are you gonna?
I don't know how
You're
I
just
would
gonna
stop
prepare a
myself.
5-minute
Yeah,
prayer.
for
or
prayer.
you're like timing yourself on the way there. Like, okay,
I'm like watching my watch as I'm.
like to pray for everybody's. If anyone has a sick dog in the building,
making noise.
you could do like a fake psychic reading in the crowd and just get everything wrong about. I'm getting Meredith. Is there a Meredith in the room? A relative of?
Tony,
Is anyone here Tony? Your mother's Meredith.
I was here. I was brought here tonight to tell you.
I was actually brought here tonight to tell you this joke.
It's just the worst. and I'm
What
like,
do you
I'm like,
call-
no one else is in this room is gonna get this joke except for you. Yeah, I'm down.
That would be fun.
Oh, that's bad.
Let's see if your picture loaded. It loaded for you here.
Okay.
So we got your TikTok profile picture.
TikTok
Wait, hold on.
profile picture. A lot of them, like the top like 20 were me. So
Your
yeah, my
Video.
P90X.
TikTok videos. All these
Video.
are you. Like, it's pretty getting a lot of them. Oh,
No,
and then we got
that
this guy.
That's
Who is this?
That's a mugshot.
Yeah, this one's made for more mugshot stuff.
God.
This guy again is
Yeah,
the
that
same
guy's
guy.
haunting me.
No, not really.
That's
Maybe you're just like
no. My skeleton?
this guy.
Come on, bro. That dude looks like Ratatouille.
Looks like if you and Mr. Tumnus.
Mr. Tumnus fucked.
No. Yeah, we're kind of losing it here.
These guys are fucking dweebs. Whoa. That beard's like identical.
Oh, if you didn't
And
get
it,
off.
and it doesn't have this either.
Yeah.
It's like
Whoa. Yeah, if this guy,
similar archetype.
maybe if there's like some chromosome stuff going on.
Yeah.
Maybe. Nah. Yeah, we're losing you here.
Whoa, wait, go back up.
This guy?
No, up one. No. Doesn't look like me.
Yeah. But I think it's crazy that you can.
Yeah, that's a woman.
That is a woman.
Come on.
I think. No, I don't know. I think it's crazy that you can just take a random picture of somebody. Like you could just be in public and just squinch, take a picture of somebody.
Yeah,
That's like, oh,
right.
I know who you are now. Because
Yeah,
it's accurate.
I
Because
see
it
it.
gets you your information, like
Oh yeah, that's so true.
your social media. So there's like, oh, who is that girl? Oh, I'm gonna take a picture of her and
Hey, can we have a picture real quick?
can I just take a
And then
picture of you?
Get a follow like 20 minutes later.
Yeah, it's like, how did you find me?
That fast.
Yeah, what else?
This is a weird thing that happened to me. I recently came into contact with an exotic artifact. Or restart. I recently came into contact with an I hate thinking about it. I recently came into contact with an ancient I recently came into contact with an exotic artifact collector.
Okay. So what, like old
Yeah, basically
historic things?
he was a vendor at Dragon Con.
Oh.
And he just had a bag full of
Knickknacks
whatnots and do-wits.
Yeah.
And I made the mistake of asking him what his most prized possession is.
Right.
And he was like, oh,
just this?
that would have to be my authentic shrunken head.
Authentic shrunken head. Whose head?
Apparently it was an op from way back in the day of someone.
Okay. So they shrunk their head as like
Because
punishment?
I asked him, I was like, why were heads even shrunk
Yeah, I don't
in
know
the first
lore.
place? And how do you do it? And he was like, so whenever ancient Indian tribes used to beef,
Yeah.
they would go and whoever won the battle, or it was mostly a duel, they would behead the other person and run straight back to their camp and bring it to the women. And the women would take the skull out of the head and just leave the skin as an empty, as a sack.
Yeah.
And they would stuff the skin with sand, right? And it was on a specific time limit too, because if they didn't sew the eyes and the mouth shut, then apparently that person's soul would have time to escape the head.
Oh.
So they would fill it with sand, boil it in this piping hot water until it shrunk down to like the size of a fist.
Right.
And then they would give it back to the warrior or whatever, or they would put it on like the leader of the tribes, like
So it's like
on the outside of his tent.
So it's like an accolade of war.
It's an accolade of war, and I never knew that. Like
me neither. I just thought it was like witchcraft stuff.
Right. And like a bunch of so whenever English people came here,
Right.
they were like, yo, those shrunken heads look insane.
Where'd you get that?
Can we buy that off?
Oh.
And they would buy it for like the Indians thought that they were getting rich off this stuff, but they were giving them like basically the equivalent of like toothpicks and paper clips.
Right.
And they were buying authentic ones and bringing them back. And whenever the Indian people were bragging to each other about how rich they were getting off of these shrunken heads, it caused like a lot of serial killers to go around and start killing innocent people and shrinking their heads themselves and then selling it to the white man.
Oh God.
So it was kind of like a cannibalistic kind of thing where like people who were in poverty, like they were just like, if you did them wrong, like they're just going to take you
Just gonna get
and
your head
shrink your head
and sell it.
Sell it.
That's crazy.
So yeah, he told me all of that. And I was like, that's the most insane thing I've ever heard. But yeah, apparently.
So that's how he just has like a passing down of.
Yeah,
of the
apparently
white
it's a
man.
real one. Yeah. And
Do you know anything?
he
about
brought
the
it to an
head?
authenticator.
And
Of
it's
someone who knew. I guess it was
and
someone.
we actually have it here
and
today.
I actually, and this is his shrunken head. And I said, thank you for that knowledge.
Yeah, and actually,
And it's getting actually
this
shrunk
is actually
his.
selling for 10 schmeck.
Now it's for sale. It's on my Etsy shop. But yeah,
I think we
was
should
like,
bring that back. Honestly,
what, Etsy?
that and
Shrunken Heads and Etsy.
Yeah,
Fair.
and sell it on Etsy.
Well, Pinterest Pinterest is good too. But
Yeah.
Pinterest fell off. Pinterest is just for really horny people.
Just for like
Pinterest sex.
moms to like. I don't
Yeah, start their cup business. Their
I don't know.
embroidery
I never
business.
really understood Pinterest.
Yeah, well, it's not. It's because you're a mentally sane young
Guess
man.
so.
I'd say.
But I don't. How do you not? I couldn't go around with just a shrunken. Aren't they look like creepy? How do you
They
just
look
have
insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just has it in his like duffel bag, like in the airport.
Oh no, it was at his house.
Oh, he didn't have it at the.
Yeah, he
okay. I
said
was
it
like,
was
how
at
do
his
you
house
just-
and it was behind a closed. It was in a closed glass case.
Okay.
And he was also the finder of a T-Rex tooth as
Okay.
well, like a real one. So,
Yeah,
or this is all what he told me. So, he could just be.
we should have him on.
He could just be the owner of Eddie's fucking trick shop.
Yeah,
and
he just works at Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Yeah.
and he just says he's.
says all these things are real, just because he knows everything about the weird items.
Yeah. Huh. He just shows up with like a necklace. I actually brought you a gift today. And
Here you go. It's actually
a
going to curse your
neck-
family for 60 years.
oh, thanks, man. I needed this.
Hope you make it out of the famine. And click it on him.
Yeah. Well, make sure you guys smash the like and subscribe, or else we'll probably shrink your head and display it on our walls.
Thank you guys
So thank you
for
guys
listening
for
to us.
listening to episode 60.
Ramble.
Our ramblings of ramblings. And
Ramblings of root.
we're bringing weekly episodes are back, guys. They're here to stay.
Yeah, we
So
had a
tune
little
in.
hiatus.
Yeah,
A
hiatus
lot
is
of y'all
done.
noticed.
So weekly episodes, guys. Discord and bio. Smash the like. Make sure you guys give us a 5-star for listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play. And that really helps us out. We'll see you guys next week.